Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting live show on a Saturday here because we got 10 games in the NBA. So I want to make sure we went live. Had a show last night that I put out, but look, there's 10 games. There was not even that many lines out for like 3 of the games we had stuff. So Maddie and I are here. Live show producer Maddie, as always. How you feeling today, Matt?
I'm feeling good today. I've already hit a 3.6 to 1, so that was nice.
Yeah.
So I can't complain yet. We'll see how that I am at the end of the night.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a weird slate. I know I've been a little bit out here for the day. I did some research this morning, and then I know a lot of stuff is continuously changing. We need to get information about guys that are playing. So I think this is going to be a lot of just fact finding to see if we can sort of gauge who's going to be actually getting minutes for each team. Not going to be an easy task, but we're going to get into it here. I'm going to share my screen. We are going to be using PropsMadness to go through each game, and then also got the model that we're going to be looking at for the most part. I just want to be able to sort of see each game a little bit more independently here. What happened in the earlier games, by the way? I didn't have a single bet down because I was like, I'm not even get into this stuff.
So we got a world-class game from Washington and Brooklyn. Brooklyn pulled out the win, was up like 40 to I'm sorry, about like 40 points at the half.
Oh,
it was insane.
Disgusting.
I only had money on Danny Wolf and Sharp, and they made me money, so I can't complain.
You hit Danny Wolf and Sharp, and you see the starters here. Jameer Watkins plays 45. This is the kind of stuff we're just being wary of now at this point, which is minutes are going to be a little bit weirder to come by. This is what I'd expect things to be at for Brooklyn. I'm just not in terms of the starters getting mid to high 20s and then everybody off the bench getting 20 or mid high teens. That they're just going to play everybody 20 minutes and some guys a bit more, but even Michael Porter Jr. only played 31. That's the kind of stuff we're looking at here as we get into these games. So make sure if you guys do want to jump in the comments, let us know what you guys have. We'll go ahead and get that stuff there with your bets as well, because I'm going to need a little bit of help in terms of where to look. I've got my own notes that I'm going to be pulling up here so I can at least check it out, but definitely get those in there and also give that video a like if you would. Goes a super long way. And we're going to be using a lot of this SwishLand model here as we get into things that shows you everything you need to know. So let's go ahead and just get right into it, Maddie. Do you have a game that you'd want to start with? I know that's a lot to ask.
We can go to Orlando and Utah.
Okay.
I'm going to take, so last game, obviously we talked about this. I was very, very skeptical of taking Nurk just because of the way Will Hardy has been orchestrating and coordinating his lineups.
Yeah.
I think this is a spot where we might actually see some run from other players or the starters, only because they have Keontae ruled in on a minutes restriction. We have Marketing in and Nurk is in, and then they're allowing JJ to start or JJJ to start. So I think they're probably just viewing this as an opportunity, as Orlando's probably better than us and we have a chance of losing. So let's just throw people out there to have some plausible deniability.
Yeah.
And I think at 9.5 boards, if it's still there for Nurkic, I think that's just too low.
Yeah. So you're talking about Nurk. I was just looking at Keontae to try to see if I could get a minutes projection. But when you say minutes projection for him, you're probably talking
24 minutes, I think. 24.
24 minutes for Keontae. Let me pull this up on the SwishLand dash here. I want to see what the minutes are going to be tough to adjust on the fly like that. So, I mean, even we still have everybody kind of even because it's Jaren Jackson comes in and throws a wrench into a lot of this. But you believe in Nurk because of the fact that he is the big man. I don't even know if I'd call Kyle Filipowski the big man necessarily. He's obviously going to be playing backup, but I think Nurk is going to be out there for a good. I'm assuming he's going to be out there for a good amount. Is that would you give him 30 minutes at this point? Is that what you're banking on?
You want me to read my notes directly? I think this is important for context. I literally said, but if he gets anywhere near 30 minutes, parentheses, in capitalization, like he should if Utah was a serious organization, in parentheses, this is hard for me to ignore. I think 9.5 is just too low.
So we're saying that we're not sure if Utah's a real organization, but if he even comes close to it, then you like 9.5 boards.
I think so.
In this matchup. Yeah. I mean, it's not a great matchup either way, but when you look at Nurk rebounds, is he at 8.5 or you took him 9.5?
I took it at 9.5 even money.
It's 9.5 flat now, so it's recently gone up. Yeah, if he's playing, he either plays and he plays pretty much full, or he doesn't play. Those are really the two Nurk options. So if you think he's playing, then he's playing full, which would be about 30 minutes, which is what he's at on the season. We have his rebounds at 10 in that 30 minutes. We have him at about 31 minutes. And if you look at his recent stuff too, I mean, he missed a handful of games because the DNCPD, whatever, DNPCD, there you go. But the rebounds, other than the one game where he played 23 against Golden State, that was the only thing that sort of bucks what I'm saying, which is like if he's playing and they don't lose by 40, then he's going to play 30. Everything else is pretty much full, even when they lost by 31 to Miami. So, yeah, love all that. What are his dimes at? Are they 4.5?
I didn't even look at the dimes. I will also say another way this could go wrong, which I do not believe it does, is just JJJ being in the rotation and rebounding, which is something out of his characteristics. But I'm willing to chance on that.
Yeah, he don't do that. If the threat to your bet is that Triple J might get rebounds, yeah, I think your bet's pretty safe. I'm not sure what the situation would be where I'd be like, I don't know, Triple J might come in and steal some boards. Worst rebounding big, one of the worst rebounding bigs in the league. As far as everybody else, I suppose some of the spot up folks might lose some stuff here. I'm going to go back to these projections. Let's just assume we get like about these averages for folks. I think there's no reason to think Triple J is not playing, what a normal starter of his caliber would play. Keontae's at 24. We've got Collier here still at 31. I mean, let's get to him real quick. What do we do with his stuff?
I haven't even seen lines for him yet. It looks like they just dropped. His assists are at 7.5 plus 102. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with Collier with everyone in, and I know he's an actual alien, and he will just not alien. He's a robot, and he will just do the thing he's told to do, which is assist and facilitate. But 7.5 feels kind of high when he's back in the rotation and he's playing Orlando, I think.
I don't know how to get there with any of it with them, man, because I just don't know I don't know. They went from back-to-back games of playing 7 guys, one of them 48 minutes, 46 minutes, another 40. I don't know what they're going to do now. Keontae's back on minutes limit. It's just so dangerous to bet on Utah. I would agree that Nurk is the guy where you're like, well, there's nobody else really coming in. I kind of think Ace Bailey is safe as well in terms of getting like low to mid 30s. I don't think you care about Cody Williams getting minutes anymore. So you let guys like maybe Conchar, Svi, Vince, Will, even Sensabaugh just steal minutes from like Cody Williams, stuff like that. So Ace is at 12.5. He played 20. He actually only played 27 in this last. No, he played back-to-back 40. Excuse me. So he played back-to-back 40 minutes, 19 and 20 points, 26 shots and 10 shots. Do you see how volatile that is? Like,
I will say this is catching steam. By the way, this was at 11.5 or like an hour ago.
Ace.
Yeah.
Got you. 11.5 is crazy low. Recent stuff is not gonna be helpful, but fair market on the season. If you get him to 29.5 minutes, 14 points is good. This is by no means a good matchup against Orlando. Is Orlando even still good at defense? They just suck all around. So I'm just not sure. Yeah, they're middle of the pack. In fact, they're like bottom third in terms of limiting rebounds, for instance. This is when you look at the opponent index or opponent analysis, basically call it the misery index. How many opportunities are they giving up? How miserable are they or are they not to play against? And this is a fun team to not a terrible team to play against when they're giving up the 14th most scoring and assist opportunities. They're giving up the 13th most rebound chances and opportunities on the season. I mean, there's some decent opportunities for guys if you think that there's a bit of depression on guys' props because they're playing Orlando. It's an overrated defense. I would take the Ace 12.5. I think those are the guys that I feel safe betting on is Ace Bailey and Yusuf Nurkic at this point. Maybe some Lowry, but makes sense that those would be the guys. Just not a good matchup, so I'll probably stay away from Ace. Anything you want to jump to in this game or anything in the comments?
2 things. Yeah, just back on Ace. Contextually speaking, he was at 14.5 before Triple J was added into this lineup. So for him to drop back down to 11.5 and then move straight back up to 12.5, I think that is 12.5 is probably fair because there are going to be some shots he's going to lose just naturally with other people being brought into the rotation and then Keontae and Lowry also being there. However, if Keontae is on that 24 minutes restriction, which he is, I still think 12.5 is a safe bet. It's fair at best. Am I a little skeptical with it being Orlando? Yes, but I don't know how much of that skepticism is founded in thinking of Orlando's defense from last year.
Yeah. Well, I think right now all we're saying is we feel. Oh wow, Nick got Nurk at 7.5. That must have been the open. Nice hit there. Sherma 85. What's up? If you're one about picks, all we have right now is Nurk on this look right here. This is the first game we're looking at. So Nurk is a look that Matt got down. I don't have anything down in this game, and I think I'm just a bit scared. But I do agree, or at least appreciate the idea from Chang that the Utah let their starters go pretty full outside of Keontae. I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm saying too. But then that means Collier is getting the Oh, I guess Collier would get the other 24, right? So you kind of put Collier at least at 24 minutes, maybe to 28. Isn't 24 minutes enough for him to get 8 rebounds? Like, I don't know if it's that crazy. Or eight assists, rather. If it's plus money, 7.5, I'm just going to see what happens in the games where he's played 20. Let's say he plays 24 to 28, because I think that's reasonable for him coming off the bench. So if he's in 24 to 28, I mean, he's at 8 dimes. Maybe you push it down one on the projection because of the hard matchup. Again, I've already established it's not that hard of a matchup, so maybe I need to get that out of my head. But I think Collier's still bettable. I think Collier's still bettable, and I think Nurk is bettable. I think Ace is bettable. I'm just like, now I'm starting to get all this stock here on Utah that I'm like, don't need all that in my life. So yeah. All right. Anything that else that jumped out to you in the comments before we move on?
Swish mentioned also curious on Orlando guys with I almost said Jacksonville with the Jazz's defenses, or if JJ even helps, or JJJ even helps in that department.
Yeah, he should. He wasn't. Did he win Defensive Player of the Year? He might have. Like, not last year, but like 2 years ago, I think, or maybe it was Rudy again. I can't remember now. He was up there. He was considered one of the favorites in one of the years, whether he won it or not. So he should help. I don't know that I want to give him that. I guess the point, though, that Swish will be making is, like, you can't just look at Utah as this incredibly easy team to score against anymore if they did improve in that sense on defense. I don't know that I'd want to be betting on anybody on Orlando anyway, in that sense. Like,
the only thing I considered for Orlando was, I thought Anthony Black at 15.5 was interesting, but now it's steamed to 16.5. And then the reason I liked it was because he likes to score down low. But now you have Jaren Jackson Jr. down there, and I don't know how much that affects what that looks like. And this is going to be a reoccurring thing today. I just don't like not having the continuity of what I'm betting on.
And is there any world in which this Orlando, does anybody feel comfortable betting on Orlando -7 or -8, or is that still the spread? It's like -8.
Let me see here. -7.5. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that seems fair. I haven't really been paying attention to Orlando, but I don't really respect Orlando much, as I keep saying. So I don't know if I'd be scared of that spread either. Yeah, Anthony Black's not a guy I have a beat on, so I would definitely I'm personally gonna be passing on that. But did you consider our boy Suggs on the RA?
It's 10.5, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's possible, but again, I think something that I tried to do, or I've been trying to do, is be mindful of what I was betting at previously. I was getting this at 7.5, minus 135.
Yeah,
I don't know that I can make a 3-point jump and still get, and he's getting it. Like, I'm not saying he's not, but it's just expensive. And
no, it is.
I would rather.
It's an outlier. It's more of an outlier for him to get more than 10,
Bingo.
More than 9.
And to answer Cody, yeah, I took Nurkic at 9.5 rebounds for plus 100. So yeah.
Yep. That adds up. All right. If there's if I'm not missing anything in the comments from this game, then we can scroll to the next one here. Get these what's the next game that we would look at here? Yeah, Houston Charlotte. That's good. So we're gonna go to Houston Charlotte, because I do have, those are the 2 bets that I have down in this game. So let's get into Charlotte to start. The way I'm looking at this game, interestingly, is Charlotte is good, Atlanta is suspect, and especially on defense, Charlotte is good. I think we know Atlanta's not good on defense. They have not proven otherwise yet. So I'm really kind of trying to key in a little bit more on Charlotte, guys. Going back to the well on B. Miller, I talked about it in the episode last night. The thing with Brandon here for the last game, if you tailed anything that I looked at for him last game, obviously it didn't look good. He played 22 minutes because he had 4 fouls in the first 2.1 quarters of the game. I think he got his 4th foul at the very beginning of the 3rd quarter. So he was playing about 12 minutes going into the 4th quarter. Then that game was over, and it didn't matter if he played with his 4 fouls or not. And he got like 3 rebounds in the last, I don't know, whatever many minutes of the game. And that blew out, obviously. So 22 minutes sucked. His usage was still 30% in the 21 minutes. So that's what you continue to look at. Like, this dude's usage is super high. He is the dude. Like, it's Brandon Miller's team. If you look at the stats, if you look at the usage, if you look at the minutes, it's Brandon Miller's team. This is the dude that they're building around. And maybe soon it'll be also Con Knippel's team, but it's definitely Brandon Miller's. So I feel like we're just in a good spot where he had 1 bad game because of awful foul trouble. that was actually against a tougher opponent than we're coming up against now in Atlanta, who, let me see what their opponent index stuff looks like. They're the 7th easiest. They give up the 7th most opportunities to score and assist. They give up the 8th most opportunities to rebound. Love rebounds against them. So I took Brandon Miller on the PR because I still think 4.5 rebounds is too low for him, as does the model. Based on his recent rebound chances, again, I'll show you that right here. These recent numbers aren't just, oh, he's averaging 5.5 rebounds in his last few games. No, he's averaging enough rebound chances to potentially project him at 5.5 just based on that, which is like 10 or 11 rebound chances right there, as high as 12 per game over the last 3 or 4, however far back the recent game stuff goes. So I still think that's good. 4.5 is about fair. Almost 5 is about fair anyway. He's been doing that with the rebound chances. So I love the rebounds, and the points are still low for me too against this boo-boo defense. So I'm going to take both of them right there. I love going back to it after he burned us. This is where it's like, after you do this enough, you stop to be scared of the fact, like my first thought was, I don't want to bet on Brandon Miller. He just burned me. And that's always going to be my first thought. But if you have enough time doing this, then your second thought should always be, wait, this is the exact time you bet on him. I don't have a good reason not to bet on him again when I just did it in a tougher spot. And the only reason he didn't get it is because he had 4 fouls right away. So any thoughts on this one, or anywhere else you'd want to go in this one?
I actually have a different bet, but to reiterate in a different way, what you're saying is like, sure, if you choose not to bet on a player, a thing, a place, or team or anything like that, because you lost with them betting on them, you're going to stop betting eventually. Yeah. Just because you're going to lose with everyone. And so like, I would never let that be my reason to stop betting on a player or a team. Yep. Where I'm at is Musa at 9.5 boards.
So since that's where I was going to go too, I just want to say one more thing about what you said, which is like,
sure,
if you have a no bet list, if you're like, he's on the ban list, in jest and out of frustration after a game, I've definitely said the phrase, this dude's on the no bet list, right? Because I'm pissed.
I was about to say, did we lose you?
But I'm pissed and I'm throwing a tantrum. So that's why I'm saying he's on the no bet list. But if I'm being real about it, the only time a guy goes on the no bet list is when it's like, no, he's clearly just overinflated for XYZ reasons, in which case he's not on the no bet list. Maybe he should be an under now moving forward. So until the prop goes down. But yeah, B Miller is going to be good in that sense. Go ahead and I'll let you kick it off with the Musa look, because I agree with you.
I was looking at Musa reboards and I ended up taking it, but I only did for just 0.5 units or 7.5 units. I'm sorry. Because I also like the double at plus 190. And plus 201. It's moving the other direction, but I still don't care. I like it. I just think that Musa ate my man's lunch when he was in Memphis, Jock Landale, and I just don't know why it changes it being in Atlanta. So
I think Onyeka playing, maybe like, because Onyeka's in, right?
I haven't seen that. I know that he's questionable, so it's likely he plays, but he might also have an appointment with a dentist. So, you know.
Say that again. Sorry, I interrupted you. Talking about fantasy team, which is always good fodder.
I was about to say Onyeka might have an appointment with a dentist. I don't know if he's actually in.
Right. Okay. We're saying the same shit. Yeah, I didn't get an update on him unless that.
Okay, Onyeka's in. Yeah.
Okay. He's available, listed available to play, but I mean, yeah, you expect him to go pretty full. That would be a part of what that look is about. So Musa, we love Musa because he gets rebound chances, right? If you look at his recent rebound chances, one of these games he had like 32, another game he had like 27. So his rebound chances are high enough that we're like, he should be getting a lot more than 9 rebounds in this game. The double, if we look at that, let me get back to that just so I can see it here. The double for him is still plus 200 is the best one you're looking at.
Yeah, I think I saw 201.
Yeah. DraftKings 201. So I have nothing on the points for Musa. I've never really had a read on his points other than now that he's playing big minutes, he should do decently. This team is obviously scoring everything at the rim, and this is not a good rim protecting defense. That actually only got worse. I mean, I say it got worse. Kristaps never played, so it's not like if he was out there, they would have been good at protecting the rim. He's just never out there. Great. What the worst trade for both teams that went down has to be Kristaps for Kuminga and Buddy. What do you do with Kuminga and Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels? All the same dude. One's just way better than the other two. What do you do with Kristaps who doesn't play? Like in theory, you have a great guy. He just doesn't play. So yeah, was there a worse trade? Did you see a trade out there that you hated more than that one?
I don't think so. I'm trying to replay the trades right now.
Of them.
The Mike Conley trade. With the Mike Conley going back to to Minnesota
If
after
anybody
being
won
shipped
that, it was
out.
Minnesota. Minnesota still got to keep their boo. It's like they're like, we're gonna get a new girlfriend, but if you still want to stay in the relationship with us and the new girl, we could just make it a 3-way deal, and you could still be in the relationship. And Mike was like, bet, like I don't really have anything else. It was fine. So that's what they're doing now. Good for Mike. I love Mike Conley. Mike Conley went to the college championship in 2007 with Greg Oden at Ohio State. Just to let you know how old Mike Conley is at this point. All right, let's keep it in this game. Somebody has to have stuff for this game. There's like enough non-defense on the side of Atlanta that there might be some other stuff here. No, let me
Let's see here. People asking about Musa, scene lines for Onyeka.
Yeah.
Brandon Miller PR.
Yeah, that's the bet. That's my bet.
Oh, okay.
So I do like Brandon Miller. All right, if nobody seems to want to bet on Atlanta. That makes sense to me. I just want to take a quick look so we don't just completely ignore them, because Jalen Johnson's still playing basketball, but I assume his assists are up at 8.5 now, right?
Let's see here. 7.5.
Do we still have 7.5?
FanDuel, yeah. Minus 142.
Yeah, only 7.5 on FanDuel. Everything else. Then this is what I was saying in the video. This is going to either hover around minus 140 to 50 or up into the 8.5 plus money. Not sure what to do with it. Like I would take the 7.5. I don't know if I want to drink the juice at this point. I do think 8.5 is the correct projection for him. And this is once again a really good way to be able to use the model, which is like, I'm trying to get an anchor number in my head for what should be Jalen Johnson's assists. And if you go down to the fair market number, this is what that is. This is the anchor number that's like, don't forget all the other details. Forget all of the matchup. Forget who's playing, who's not playing. If Jalen Johnson plays 35 or 36 minutes of basketball, you should expect him to get 22.5, 10.5, 7.5 in that range, right? So 7.5 is fair overall. I think you get a bit of a bump because Trae Young played some of these games with him, all this other stuff that goes into it. I think that like 8.5 is pretty fair for him at about even money, which is what you're getting if you want to bet that. If you want to gamble today, I think Jalen Johnson assists is a pretty good look. You didn't want to do anything with Atlanta, did you, before I move on?
No, I not a lot of interest there for me, to be honest.
Okay. No worries. As people are coming in too, and for those of y'all not in the if you haven't checked out the website yet, do want to let you know we have the NBA demo up here as well. This is something that you can just go ahead and look at. I didn't mean to bring up both of them. That's sick that you can do that. I forgot that you can do that now. Sick. All right, but this is the demo where we give you one a game, where you can just sort of one game a night. So you can use the exact info that's on the dashboard. It's just only available for one game for free for those of y'all who just want to check out the site up at landyourbets.com. And we do have the free trial for the full thing as well, which gets you access to the VIP Discord and all the stuff that comes with that, which is a lot of stuff. And there's gonna be some updates that I'm excited to share pretty soon. But let's roll to the next one here then, if no one else likes this Charlotte and Atlanta game, because there's not many looks coming in. I think this is interesting, right? We can just keep going down the line. Nuggets, Bulls. Sure. Did you have a chance to look at this one?
I did. I don't have a lot. I don't have anything in it, mainly because Chicago has about 8 new players. Right. Denver is returning different are players from last year that are now playing this year. And I just, there's a lot of lack of continuity this year for Denver for me to feel comfortable. And there's no continuity with Chicago. So I just didn't want to gamble on something where I'm just guessing.
Fair. Yeah, you've got to definitely guess a little bit on both sides. I think the angle that I was talking about with you guys earlier is that I don't think Jokic needs to go full, right? That's the only thing that I'm really looking at to try to like find a betting angle, is that I don't think Nikola Jokic. So in these 4 games that he's been back and been on a minutes limit, Nikola Jokic has been on a minutes limit for these last 4 games and is playing 1.4 minutes fewer per game than his season average, which is 34.5, and he's playing 33. Like, so that's not a minutes limit. Any example of the word, if he was playing 48 a night, then 33 is a minutes limit. But he's not on one. Now, I think it's not that he's on a minutes limit. There's a couple things going on. He needs to play all but the last there's 2 more games he can miss to be eligible still for MVP, all team this, all team that. So he can't miss very many more. And against the Bulls, where they're only favored by 7 in Chicago, says something about the state of the Nuggets that Jokic needs to play that much, obviously. And I think if Christian Brown plays great and then Cam Johnson playing, I don't know if that helps anything. My point is they don't want to play him as much. Enter Jonas Valanciunas into the conversation, which is like, well, then he's going to come in and get more minutes. And I think Joe Val is fair to play like 20 minutes. And I think you top out, assuming they can handle the Bulls, you top out Nikola at about whatever, 20, 28 minutes if you can. If you play this man 18 to 24 minutes, if he plays 21 minutes, he's averaging 14 and 8. I expect his lines to come out at like 7.5, 8.5, and like then on the board, 6.5 boards or so. So let me see what we have projected for Joe Val real quick. 18.5 minutes, 9 and 6.5. But like I said, I think you give him 2 to 4 more minutes. This is also an incredible matchup for Joe Val, or for anybody big who's good at all. So I think Joe Val can dominate this team. I think a double is on the table for, like, let's say we get 3 to 1, 4 to 1, or something like that, because he's got low numbers on both. Let me pull him up on here. But do you have anything to in regards to that angle, or the thoughts that I have there?
No, I think Joe Val is a clever way to play this. Just because I think, to your point, Jokic isn't on a minutes restriction, but he is restricted to just under what he normally plays. And so I wouldn't be betting his overs per se, unless I love the spot.
Yeah.
So I think enter Joe Val, right? I think that he will get run in a game where there's not another big that scares me.
Right. Yeah. And just look at the minutes. Like, obviously Jokic missed all but this LA game, right? Or this is where Jokic was not available. It was this LA game that Joe Val played, right? Or no, it's the game he came back. Excuse me. This is a Clippers game that he came back. Joe Val played 21 minutes, still got the 11 and 6. Maybe the PR is the way to go. Here in the 13 minutes against OKC, 13 and 3, but 13 minutes because Jokic played almost the whole game. Detroit, a game where he only played 20, but once you get to 20 minutes is the point that I'm really poorly making. Once you get to 20 minutes for Joe Val, then you're good to go. So I think that he's going to be a bet in this one for me as soon as we get lines for Joe Val. Would you bet on anyone Denver? I know Chicago's terrifying to try to understand, but is there a thought that you would have on this side? No pressure.
I saw that Swish has talked about this. Tim Hardaway is cheap, or he was. I don't know if you can still get 11.5. Yeah, they're still at DraftKings. And then 12.5 at FanDuel. I agree with that sentiment. Ultimately, I don't know if I want to bet on Denver right now, just because the lack of continuity with everyone potentially being there. But I agree that he is cheap. The other thing that I just saw in the chat, I do think is interesting, which I don't know if I'm going to get there. What's that?
Was this what was interesting to you in the chat?
Yabu, yeah, but he's now, I believe, 6.5 boards. Yeah. But
this wasn't where you were going. I tried to get ahead of you and guess what you're going to say.
Yeah, Yabu. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, that is where you're going to go. Okay, well, great minds. Good. So yeah, because I was already looking at it. You hadn't said Yabu yet, but I knew that's where you're going because I saw it too, and then was like, wait, Swish likes this too. I forgot Jalen Smith's not in, so Pat Williams is the center, which means like who they don't have a center now. So what do you make of Yabu at 6.5?
Wow. I think it's a flyer spot, right? Like we don't know exactly how many minutes he's going to get, but you got to imagine it's more than 25. And so if you give this man 25 at minimum, like 6.5 isn't a lot.
Is that a good amount of minutes for him? I don't even know. I'm a Knicks fan, and
this is conjecture.
As many as possible. I still don't know what this dude's about.
This is complete conjecture, and this is what the problem with betting today and betting the next couple days after the trade deadline is. Like, you're really like trying to guesstimate what's going to happen. And I do agree that 6.5 is low for a guy when you're probably the primary rebounder.
Who else plays? Let me see if the Jalen Smith news just came down, so this might need another sec to refresh. He's listed at questionable at least, and so yeah, he's now officially out. And Yabu, we have at 26.5. Jesus, 9.5 boards. That's only because he got 11 in the last game. So his only recent numbers are that he had a shit ton of rebound chances last game. But it is clever. Who was the homie who brought it up a minute ago? Just Fred. Yeah, what's up, Fred? So Fred brought it up too. Fred.
Swish is bringing up Richards, which is also smart.
Say again, which Richards?
Nick Richards.
Nick Richards is playing in this game?
He's lined.
What team is he on?
He's now in Chicago. He's to the Windy City.
Come on, man. I'm but one person. I don't have the list of recent players up. There's nothing that's going to help me get to Nick Richards. What are his lines? Let's just I'm not going to have data for this. Take that for data. Where's Nick Richards at?
Chang is saying it's a Yabu Nick Richards split. That is a terrifying.
Damn, it sounds like a terrible dessert. The Nick Richards Yabu split. over hazelnut chocolate
Yeah,
ice cream.
I'm taking Joe Val for sure.
Yeah. Oh my God. Someone was defending. I think it was my buddy Kareem was like, Nick Richards not that bad. I was like, you know ball. How can you say that? Either every coach that's ever coached Nick Richards is wrong, or the people who think Nick Richards is good are wrong. Those are the two options. Okay,
So
so Nick
Nick
Richards
Richards,
and Yabu get to play together. All right, what are we doing here? Is there a game with players in it that we? No, there isn't. Like I'm looking at it, it's like, is Joel playing? Is Booker playing? Is there NBA players in this one? Maybe. Which game has the
just
least
to answer
cheese?
Chang, Richards is lined at 7.5, but it's only at Hard Rock.
Yeah, Florida's favorite book. I don't disagree that there's value in this game. I just don't know where it is because we're guesstimating, as you said. We're throwing darts in the dark here. So, who's lined in this one? Does the NBA know that Pat Spencer plays for this team? He started last game, had the highest usage on the team. Guy Santos and Pat Spencer not having lines is insane to me.
I told you Guy Santos is a bucket, man.
He is a bucket. What happened? He's one of my favorite FIBA players ever. Why can't he get lines? What am I
Because
missing?
they know.
Swish, as someone who's worked at the sports books, has friends at the sports books, what are they doing? Why can't we get Guy Santos? Like, they both started and had the highest usage on the team last game. I don't know, man. Just take me to a game because I'm so squirrely ADD right now. I can't even figure it out.
Let's stay in this game, the Lakers Golden State game.
Lakers,
let me be clear. If we get Guy Santos lines around 12.5, it's an over for me.
I think it's going to be 9 or 10.5. I think the most.
I'm saying the maximum because it has been 9.5, 10.5.
And I'm overlying your point to say you might love what you get then, my friend. You might get some 10.5, and then I know you're slamming that. What about the dimes for Guy? Let's pull Guy up.
He said D squad on Saturdays for books and prop makers.
Right. Yep. Swish knows.
Swish, and to your point about Sexton being a distributor, and there's a lot of guards who's on ball for Chicago. I think you have an excellent point, but to go back to what Josh just said, it's throwing darts at a board in a dark room and hoping you're right. I can't get there. I don't want to guesstimate, and I know you know this too. I'm not saying this to be condescending. I don't want to guesstimate on a live show and just say something and not feel educated about it.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to be as concrete as possible and direct when we have something that we're like, I'm looking at this. I might go hit this. As you know too, if I like look at something and I'm like, whoa, I'm probably about to bet that. But yeah, other than that, I knew it was going to be a little bit of a wishy-washy day when I came back from the 1-year-old's birthday party that I was at today earlier that caused me not to get research done in that time frame. And I was just like, came back to all this stuff being like, we don't know, man. Like we're not really sure what's going to happen here. I don't know if we still have even we're disrespecting Pat Spencer as I'm talking shit on the NBA because I don't think we have him in the model yet. All right, man. Give me 10.5, 3.5. I'll still take that for Guy. Maybe
I agree.
I don't know if you want to put together a fifth. Like, he only took 9 shots last game. So he was definitely hot. I think between the two of him and like Pat Spencer, they were like 65% from 3 combined or something. I don't know. You want to bank on that again?
Sure.
But I still would take Guy if he's at that low of points. And I think the
100%.
assists are looking good too. So again, that's what the beauty of the recent numbers are on the model is that these are not telling you, hey, he's been hot, making a lot of buckets and like getting a lot of rebounds lately. It's just saying he's averaging rebound chances, assist chances, and field goal attempts enough that he could definitely get these numbers in this game if he keeps that up. So yeah, all right, cool. Let's wait for Guy Santos props if they come up, which they probably won't.
We can stay in this game for a moment.
Let's keep it here. To anything else on this side of the board in terms of the dubs? Anybody that stands out to you? Let's pull them up over here.
I don't think so.
No one's gonna bring up the dubs.
I was gonna say let's go to my favorite 40-year-old Laker. I think
only one, right?
What's that? No, it's DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton, we've established, looks 55, but is 27, Matt. Don't forget that. Is this too high now for our boy AR?
23.5?
Yeah, 23.5.
I mean,
some places 25, 24.5 other places, but can we get there?
I think it's right. I think it's right.
Oh my God, I've been on 24, 25 this whole time, I think. Anyway, 4.5. You think so? He played 25 last game.
Assists.
Is that the
Okay.
projection for him? You think?
I thought you were talking about points. I'm sorry.
But either way, I'm just talking about Austin. And then interrupting you after I ask you a question. So please just go with whatever you think.
Since we were talking about points I thought we were talking about points first, and I said they were
Sure.
right. I don't feel comfortable taking an under on 23.5. I don't know that I feel super confident taking an over. If I had to pick a side, it would be over 23.5. Chang actually just said he bet over 28.5 PA for Austin.
PA, yeah.
So yeah. There you go.
Chang's not scared. He's not scared of anything. I mean, yeah, you play without Luka, you do this well. Let's see. We have the who does best without Luka stuff here, but he plays so much with Luka and hasn't really played without him enough to like get there. But potential increase in minutes and usage in the return, we'll see for him on that intel that's pulling out down there. So not positive. I think the 4.5 assists is where I go. I know he didn't have any assists in this one, but this was with Luka. Wait, Luka just played?
Yeah, he got injured in that game.
That was the game he got injured?
Yeah, against Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he got injured in the first half or right at the end of the second quarter.
Gotcha. I'm tripping. Okay. Well, man, yeah, you're pretty good at betting the Lakers, actually. Did you have anything? Isn't this like a DeAndre Ayton spot?
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with.
Go for it.
I think this was at 7.5 earlier. I can't remember, but I was looking at it and I was trying to convince myself to bet his rebounds because it feels like a good rebounding spot or even a scoring spot, honestly. Do I like 11.5 and 8.5? I don't love it. I'll be honest with you because I don't trust DeAndre at all, but this feels like the correct spot to bet him in terms of like just the matchup. So I think I'm probably leaning to bet the over 8.5 boards just because. Does anyone know if Porzingis is playing tonight? I don't think he is. Can anyone confirm that for me? Let me see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for Porzingis today. If Porzingis is not in, I like DeAndre over 8.5 boards. KP is out. W. Good to know. Let's see here. Let me look at this. 8.5, to be clear, by the way, is very fair. The model does not like it. It's at 7.5 for rebounds. So the model is projecting him less, but I personally think I like his boards over 8.5. Just, I don't think the Golden State's going to be able to stop him down
low. Which one? Were you just still on Ayton or were you talking about, you're still talking about Ayton?
Yeah, I think I'll take Ayton boards. I think they're too low for a team. They're at 8.5, but I still think they're too low. I mean, because Porzingis isn't playing. You really have Post ain't going to do anything to DeAndre Ayton, even though DeAndre Ayton is not doing much himself. Al Horford, I suppose could stop him to some degree, but I think 8.5 is too low for a team who doesn't really have a center.
Right. They're not the worst rebounding team in the league. It's definitely part of their weakness, but they do give up like the 8th most rebounds to centers specifically. Again, because they don't really have one. The one that you might consider a center is Al Horford. And if you want to hear a funny story about Al Horford lost in the NCAA championship game that I was referencing. He beat Mike Conley in the NCAA championship game that I was referencing earlier with that Florida team, Go Gators, as you know, that won back-to-back. And that was 2006, I think. Again, I'm saying 2007, maybe. That's how old Al Horford is. So I'm just glad that this has come back around full circle. Because we got the Mike Conley at Ohio State look in. Now we talk about how he was playing against Al and Joakim Noah and Jacquez Green, I think, was a starter. We can keep going. Let's move on.
Swish is talking about Rui, which I agree. I think is cheap without Luka at 11.5 points. And then also Kennard is a wild card here. They could really pop off potentially.
Okay. All right. So we've got Kennard as a look. We've got Rui. Yeah, Rui's interesting. For Al to finish, we won't forget that. I just want to finish the Al stuff, which is,
go ahead. Yeah.
Is he 8.5? Oh, he's 9.5 now. There's no 8.5. Okay, and then the boards are 5. No, miss me on the boards. Surprisingly, the Lakers are pretty good at limiting centers overall, despite dominating and not being the scariest of players to play basketball. So Al, I think, is out of reach now. Once you get past 7.5 or even 8.5, I'm out. The threes are going to be what you like because he is a part of that. Yeah, I'm good on Al stuff, even though I think he'll have to play a good amount, but he and Quentin are just splitting. So they're both getting 25 to 23 to 24 in that range. And I don't feel like dealing with that. The Lakers stuff makes more sense to me with the way this team's playing. So you have Rui at 10.5. I wonder if this is just going to be a play that Swish is going to be looking at through the lens of like market stuff and then recent pricing and competitive numbers. If you have anything in the comments from Swish on the where are we at? Rui look right here. Would love to get a little bit more on it, because what I'm seeing from Rui is he played 35 against Minnesota. Okay, so we've got Luka out as a part of all this, and this was the game that Luka goes down. He plays 35 minutes. He gets the 14 points. I think if you think the minutes are there, so he's at basically 25 minutes on the season with a market price of 10, and he's still at 10.5. So I think I see what Swish is seeing, which is, how are you going to say that he's at 10 with Luka essentially, or just on average, and now he's got no Luka, and you're saying it doesn't go up 1 point, 2 points even? That makes sense.
So quickly, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. Guy is lined at -130 for 10 points on FanDuel. So if anyone wants to get that down, that is a very, very, very good bet.
Not up here, but you're saying he already is up on FD.
Yeah, -130 for 10 points and +230 for 4 assists on FanDuel.
Ooh. Yeah, the assists scare me a little bit. Those feel a little bit less reliable, even though I know he actually took not that many shots last game. So this is like a 10 plus points only kind of look probably is available for him. -130. He's not going to just have his own points numbers, is he?
I think 9.5 is a very, very good bet.
I totally agree. Does he have 15 plus?
I do not know. I'm just getting this from chat from Day55665.
No, Day-Day's right. No, yeah, he's just got that's the only bet you can get is for Guy is 10 plus points. Is Brandon Pods like questionable?
Let's see here. Yes, there is a questionable tag on.
He's questionable
on B Pods. Probable.
He didn't even start last game. Guy started over him, or Pat Spencer. Excuse me, Pat Spencer started over him.
Yeah, put some respect on my man's name.
Can we even get my man at all? By the way, did you know that he was like the #1 lacrosse player in the country, and then was like, "Nah, I'm gonna play basketball instead."
I actually just found that out recently. I was watching like a 13-minute video about this.
Dude, he's like, go watch Pat Spencer highlights from lacrosse. You're like, damn, he's like jumping over 6 footers, dude. He's sick.
His assisting's like Jokic, and then lacrosse is crazy.
Yes, he's filthy at lacrosse. Also, it's kind of crazy that he can dunk that well. Sneaky athletic guy, really real good big gym rat, that Pat Spencer. Wes Welker type. 10.5 right here for Rui. 11.5 going up. I totally agree. I think 10.5 is too low. It's just plain too low. That's really all we could have ended it there until I went on my rant about Pat Spencer. The fair market for him is 10. This is 10.5. There's no Luka. That's at least a point. I have no respect for this. Is good head-to-head stuff for him too. At least last season when he was getting more minutes, he only got he played 35. Oh, wow, he played 35 without LeBron. That was with Luka. Only went 3 for 6. Yeah, it's when he's with. I think he actually is bad with Luka. I think it's really what I've noticed is like, I'm not sure what their 2-man lineup advanced numbers are, but I don't think Rui and like Rui doesn't get shots when Luka's out.
Luka takes 30 shots is the problem.
That's the problem too. And then he's looking for LaRavia and Max Kleber the whole time. Like that's the only dudes he passes to. So, all right, I think Rui's great at 10.5, and I would take that before it goes up to 11.5. So I'm with you on the Rui bet. I'm going to get that one down here real quick. Anything else in the game before we move on from it?
I don't think so. Again, just a quick shout out to Luke Kennard. And I think,
oh, right. Thank you.
Chang said this, he's very boomer bust, but like the volatility in the spot.
Yep. Makes sense to me. Yeah, I'm going to get this in.
Kennard over 1.53s is +122 on FanDuel. That's a pretty good look. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Kennard is. It's so funny because Kennard has been traded like 7 times or something ridiculous now, and Luke Kennard is like always leading the league in 3-point percentage, and yet he's always on a different team 3 months later. How is that? Well, you can't play him in the playoffs. you can't play him on defense. You can't leave him in there in important roles. He's going to get torched. So there's definitely the opposite of a premium on small guards who can shoot but can't play defense. Like you can't keep them in. But it's the regular season, so that's great. We get to play Luke Kennard stuff as a shooter off ball coming in. I don't know if we're going to get much from his stuff in terms of his projections because he hasn't really played
absolutely
with his team
probably not.
Yeah.
Cam expected to play, or Cam Johnson expected to play tonight.
Okay. Interesting. I was trying to think of what I'd do with that, and the only thing I would do with it is fade him if I can. So we'll wait to see what that is. That's maybe my most profitable bet this season is Cam Johnson under PRA at 19.5. If we get that, we won't get that number, but all right. So we should move from this game. Quick reminder: go ahead and give this everything a like, much appreciated. We are using the SwishLand model. Going to get a little bit of an update in this one here too pretty soon. Really, really excited to show you some stuff. That's going to be updated here. We're going to get a couple of bar charts in there. We know everyone likes colors and people's faces and logos and all that colorful stuff. So we're going to get a little bit more of that. But more importantly, we're going to make it really, really easy for you guys to find what you're looking for up here on the model. We'll show you how that works here in a little bit. But let's get into the next game, which, or at least maybe we go to the Phoenix game. Do we think we can throw some conjecture or like create some sort of if this then that scenarios? Maybe get a little matrix going of what to do here for this Philly game. Do you have any thoughts on it? I'm happy to vamp for you actually.
Kelly's probably cheap at 13.5. Grimes is where he's been lined at 10.5. Grimes is pretty cheap. I don't hate either one of them.
Yeah, Kelly we have at 16 right now. 16 with Grimes getting low minutes. Dominic Barlow coming in too. Are we getting lines for Dominic yet? I do wonder.
Dominic, let's see. Yeah. We nope, only prize picks because they know.
Oh my god. D squad for real. Like, how do you work for a book and you're like Dominic Barlow? Who's that? This dude that's been getting 100 rebounds a game for 4 games. Like,
Swish is going back to Watford because he's a sicko. I respect it. I respect it completely.
My only fear in Watford is it 5.5 points? Is that what he likes? Maybe he'll come through for us. Let me take a look at
Chang saying Bartlett has lines on MGM. I just don't have. I would check your lines before you ask me about mine, just because I have such limited opportunities.
Why don't you worry about your own lines, bro? Stop asking me about lines I got.
Yeah, man.
Hard Rock, okay? I do this for a living, man.
I set Hard Rock's lines over here in Florida.
Every time I bring it up, I just remind you that all you have to bet with is Hard Rock. Stop rubbing it in, dude. That's a very low rebound total. He only played the 26 against who got his minutes here? Was it because they didn't need him with Joel playing? Like, who got his minutes against the Lake Show? Let's go to that game real quick. Lakers.
Chang is suggesting Barlow 8.5 for minus 130. So if you have MGM, I would trust that look.
Yep. I guess just Grimes played in a close game. They started losing, and they were like, "Let's get Quentin Grimes in there." They were up by like 20 in this game against LA, and they lost. So there was clearly some like Grimes is still a guy getting like closing minutes, probably right in place of Barlow when they can do that. This game against Phoenix, they can definitely do that. Royce O'Neal is your 4. Phoenix is never big, ever. Like their backup center is Oso. So yeah, I think the look here for Grimes might actually did he mention Grimes a second ago? I know he loves Watford.
Just to clear things up, he's saying that's not suggesting just the line. That's my B.
For what?
I don't. Just for because I was bringing up 8.5 minus 130. He was just saying
just the line.
Just a suggestion. Not
Chang was saying that.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Got you. Yeah. So Swish went 10 plus points for Wofford, basically a 3-1 because he's at 5.5 points as the core bet. Let's pull him back up here and stop being ADD about stuff. By the way, not shaming ADD at all. Take care of yourselves out there. Mental health is important. Minus 128 for 5.5. 10 plus 3-1 makes sense. Not anything else. Last game, Swish was smart to just take the points too, right? We went for the PRA, I know, and then he saw the 60. That's my thing. Is just like the minutes are too like I don't think they're directly related to Paul George. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I think my biggest thing here is like when Maxey and Embiid are playing, they just gobble up the usage. I think that's what I'm getting at.
Yes,
right. Is that there's not many guys you feel comfortable betting on for volume anything outside of those 2 guys. Kelly is intriguing at 16 when he's listed at 14.5 for like plus money. 14.5 is fair to me always. This is where you start to get me. Anything under 14.5 for Kelly Oubre without Paul George, and now you're speaking my language, regardless of Joel coming in or not. So I would take the 13.5 if you can. Oh, look at that. Hard Rock's got the best number. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's a double-edged sword, man.
It's because I haven't bet it yet. That's the problem.
You already know. I'm not telling you that you don't know. So then can we get there with Quentin?
I think Quentin is low personally.
Wow, RA is low
9.5 at DK for Quentin.
for points.
Yeah, and FanDuel.
Look at this RA, Maddie. We have him down at 18 minutes. Still, yeah, we have him at 6.
Oh my.
But yeah, he's at 6.5. I thought that looked low. I mean, this is an 18. This is in 19 minutes. Like you give. Let me get Quinn Grimes up here. He's so unreliable.
I'm curious about the starter minutes for Philly. Went all out last game. Can't imagine 40 again for Embiid. Yeah, I don't know that he has to play 40 in this game either.
I mean, Philly is good.
No,
Phoenix is good, rather.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Embiid can get them out to a lead. I do.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, matchup wise, like Embiid should just sort of gobble up Mark Williams and spit him out.
Bingo.
I bet he's giving like 60, 50 pounds to Mark Will.
He also agrees with no issues with Grimes either. So
yeah, so I think if you think Grimes is playing like 24 to 28, I think the 6.5 is low. But tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm not totally. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I can be wrong on that. I don't need to start betting on Quentin Grimes. It might be time to lock it up when you're doing that. Let's lock it up here, everyone. All right, then I'll stay away from that. I think Barlow on the 5.5 boards is reasonable. Like if his matchup is Royce O'Neal, I know he played 26 in this game. Let me go to Dominic and see what we have here. And Phoenix, we got to kind of stay away from until we know more about Booker, and then we just bet Dylan Brooks to take 27 shots.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm supposed to bet on anyone else for Phoenix. Quick interlude. When I watched that last game, hoping that Jordan Goodwin, nice call on the 2 threes. That was the play. And I thought that too at the time. And I was like, you know what? I think he's going to get big minutes against this Golden State team. And guess what? He played 29 when Grayson Allen went down, got an extra like 5 minutes. Didn't matter. Derek Brooks is not looking. Dylan Brooks, not former linebacker Derek Brooks. Dylan Brooks is not looking for anybody, dude. His head is either directly at the ground or at the basket. Those are the only 2 places he's looking. It's so hilarious to watch that happen. So Barlow, recent rebounds is 5.5. I think you're talking about 26, 22. Like if he plays the 20 minutes, he just had a really big game against LA. I don't know if we want to start going crazy on Barlow rebounds. His recents are still 5.5. All right, let's move on then. I don't need anything for that. We can
we'll circle back to Chicago.
You want to go back to Chicago? Okay.
Yeah, circle back to Chicago. The lineup is Colin Sexton, Nick Richards, Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller. Oh no, I'm sorry. They made that sound like that was the starting lineup, but it's just they will make their debut on Saturday.
Leonard Miller plays for Chicago now?
Yep.
Oh, he was in the Dosunmu trade. Leonard Miller's I'm going to be in the Leonard Miller fan club until proven wrong. And if he doesn't ever play, then I'm just going to stay in the Leonard Miller fan club because you won't be a chance to prove me wrong. So Jokic, there was a question earlier. I think it was my guy, We the Fifth, was in here saying, "Does anybody know about Joker?" Joker, this was the look earlier for me, but you were late, fam. So like now I got to repeat myself. I'm just kidding. I have to repeat myself. It's fine. Jokic, I don't think gets big minutes. I don't think he has to play full. His stuff keeps going up, by the way. So, right, like this was 26.5. These numbers keep going up in a way that maybe somebody knows that he's playing because we definitely don't have that info yet.
Yeah, this was at 26. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, since you came back here with this, Matt, did you have something specifically in mind though?
Oh, I was thinking that it was saying Colin Sexton was starting, and I'm like, okay, so he is playing on ball.
Oh, I got you.
Because that was something Swish had mentioned earlier, and I just wanted confirmation on, but I completely botched what I just read a moment ago. It was saying that they were making their debut, not the starting lineup. That's on me.
This is Sexton's first game with the squad. Yeah,
I believe so. Yes.
And we don't have the starting lineup for them yet.
No, that's on me.
No, you're good. Okay. But
I thought that's what I was reading.
Is there something else that intrigues you in this one then? Is it still kind of the status quo from what we were looking at earlier, you think?
Maybe Anthony Simons, but yeah, just very status quo for me right now.
Yeah, Anthony Simons.
Chang is saying Sexton could start, wouldn't shock me.
So. It wouldn't shock me either. I mean, you have a team full of guards, just start them all. You don't have any centers anyway. Who cares? Maybe Colin Sexton could play center. I mean, like they don't have another one. Gershon's not a center. Isn't Gershon like 6'7" too? Like, how is he gonna? All right, so give me Jovel rebounds. What are Jokic's rebounds at? 11.5. Like, it's just again, like I'm not convinced that he's not playing 26 minutes or something like that. So I just can't get there with it. It's too much unknown, man. I don't need to be losing money on that. I will take Jovel because of that sort of conjecture bet and probably just take him for like a double as soon as I get it, but. Nah, not there with it. We haven't touched this game, or actually these last two. So let's go through these last two before we do anything else, and we'll call it after that. Portland, Memphis. I feel like there's a lot of guys you like to bet on in here, Maddie. Do you have somewhere you want to kick us off with?
Ty Jerome's expensive because my boy Cam Spencer is doubtful. And then I think, Scottie Pippen is out. What can we get with the boy Walter Clayton? Shout out Gainesville.
The boy, the young buck. 22 in his debut last night against the squad.
It looks very fair, huh?
3.5, 3. What about Kling Kong?
Yeah, I was wanting to go there too.
Is he 13.5 rebounds? Of course he is. Of course he's 13 rebounds.
I might just be a sicko and take it, to be honest.
We did talk about this last night too. And Rob Will is probably out. Yeah, Rob Will is out. Scoot's out now. Denny's questionable. Good Lord. Just take Klingon for everything then, I guess. Like,
Swish, Chang, tell me I'm absolutely a sicko if I take King Klong for 13.5 boards.
I mean, that's
tell me
insane.
Not to do it.
Like, just take 15 and 15 or something at that point.
That's a good point, actually. But I don't know if I trust to get 15 points.
I think I do without everybody playing. I'm not even in the right game. Maybe that would help. Let's go to FanDuel down here to this Blazers game.
Yeah, it's a back-to-back game. Swish.
It's the same game, yeah.
And also, so Jerome assists seem short to you. I was about to say, I thought Jerome seemed expensive at 18.5.
17.5, yeah.
4.5, yeah, that's cheap.
I mean, this is like, dude, this parlay is going to be like plus 300 for an insane line that he has to get.
J-Main, you're right that his back-to-backs are infinitely better. However, they are priced in tonight.
Jesus Christ. You talking about Donovan? Yeah. We get the back-to-back benefit stuff here too. So if you're looking at Kling Kong 30 minutes, yeah, we have him at 13.5. Yeah, I was kind of worried that I was saying like tonight is the night to take him. I know we were talking about that a lot. And I'm also just like, well, wasn't yesterday also the day to take him just because they're so bad? And like, I guess Rob Will ate into his minutes. It's true. And so now you expect him to play 30 something and they don't have a center on the other side. So 15 and 15 is 3 plus 380. What's 20 and 20? He doesn't score 20 very often, but let's say we go 15 and 20 boards. What does that get us? Can you bet 20 rebounds?
Ching just said something basically that I was saying a moment ago. Normally you're getting 11.5 on a back-to-back for Klingon. Tonight is 13.5.
Yeah. So you just got to, you can't even take 20 plus rebounds anywhere. Maybe they'll give it to you somewhere else. Yeah, I don't know if I can get there with him, man. That sucks. Denny questionable, and he missed last night. So with everybody out, I'm 50-50 on whether he plays.
I don't see a reason to play him. I really don't. I don't see a reason for the Blazers to play him personally.
I don't either. So who's low here for this squad?
Kamara.
Yeah, is he?
There's 13.5 out there.
Oh, Jeremy Grant's not hurt?
He's in, yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought Jeremy Grant was out. Okay, well, someone's low then against this Memphis squad. Drew played 25. Jeremy played 28. And then Denny didn't miss this game. Chimani probably played 38. He only played 25. I guess there was a blowout, too. Dang, they only have a handful of guys lined. This is an ugly Saturday. This is Saturdays, man. This is just Saturdays, dude. Like, the D squad is out for the books, man, because this is impossible to mess with. And like we like to say, like, nobody wants to work on a Saturday, bro. So even the NBA players are like, nah, let GG Jackson play. I don't know. Would Jerome assist was a look?
Yeah, that was from Swish.
Jesus, only 8, 10, 7. That is called running hot. Jesus. Since he's been back, Ty Jerome has gotten, so these assists right here, 7, 8, 6. He's averaging like 8.5 potentials. That's what we just saw here with this 8 potentials, 10 potentials, 7 potentials. That's like 8.3 potentials per game. That's why he's still at 4.5. So you got to buy into that running kind of hot stuff, I guess. Not terrified of it. This Blazers team plays fast as hell. I think it makes sense. What do you think about Ty?
I think 4.5 is good here. I do, just because of the limited attrition here. I mean, the
Yeah.
attrition to the roster and the limited rotations. Like I think 4.5 is good. That's probably the best bet for Ty. Definitely for Ty, but probably for Memphis in general. Also, Chang is mentioning this, and he's right. Shaden went out last night. So I guess you're looking for a guard who is shooting for the Blazers.
Jeremy Grant, maybe.
I mean, he's lined that way, I would assume, but I'm partial to Kamara because I can get a 12.5. But yeah, for the widely available, there's a 17.5 for Grant.
Okay. Yeah, 17.5 isn't bad for Jeremy Grant. He played 28 in the blowout. This is a 9-point spread. Last night closed probably like around the same. I can't remember. And just, so I guess I'm wondering, Drew he has played pretty full. He played 25 last night, but full for Drew might be 30 now. He played 29 in a close game and 25 in a blowout. So if you've got Drew at 14.5 playing 28 minutes, 5.5 times, the PRA is 24.5. Jesus. Dude, earlier in the season, Drew Holiday was at 18.5 PRA. Do you remember that? That was insane.
Yeah.
Just kept betting the shit out of that. Man. So Drew Dimes would be the look because of no Denny. He had 7 on. We don't have the potentials yesterday. That's great. But it's minus 150. Let's see if we have a number on Drew here. Drew Holiday, one of my favorite players of all time in the NBA. Drew 14.5, 6 fair market, and that's in 25 minutes, dude. And he's at 14.5 and 5.5. Okay, so it's all fair. It's all fair. It's all exactly at fair market stuff for him. It is a great matchup. You got the blowout factor. There's things that I guess I feel better about gambling on today than this kind of stuff. God damn. Oh, well, like, look, some days your card's going to have 4 bets on it. Some days your card might have no bets on it. You can't lose if you don't bet. Also can't win. All right. Anything else that you'd want to talk about in this game or that you're seeing in the comments?
I'm pulling up Gregory right now to see what he's lined at.
I just saw this comment from T. Wills too. What's up, brother? Gregory something Jackson. I don't remember what the other G's for.
There he is. I was like, why can I not find Gregory in the model? But I was typing in Gregory, not GG. That's on me.
His mom will call him Gregory. I'm gonna call him Gregory.
That's what I have to look for when I'm betting him on Hard Rock because they don't have him as GG.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Gregory, and so that's I've gotten used to that.
Him. Here's what I'm looking at for threes, bro. Is the attempts. I just want to know what the attempts are likely to be, and I want to know how many he has to hit. What's the percentage he's got to hit of that likely amount of attempts? It's basically anything else, right? In betting is like, what's the volume going to be? I can't guarantee you he's going to make the shots. I can't guarantee you he's going to pull down the rebounds, but I can tell you that if he's getting the chances, I'm going to follow that number. I'm going to follow the volume. So the threes for GG are terrifying for me because he's at 5, 3, 4, 3, 4. Like, he is not attempting very many shots from 3. 4 to 5 seems to be the limit in a way that, like, hell, I think you probably have some juice to the plus 104 on the under there. He just hit 3 of 5. If you want him to have to hit 60%, or, I guess you only say 40% if he needs to make 2, but he's not really a 40% 3-point shooter, right? What is he? He's 1 for 2. Let's max this out. He's basically averaging, what's the 3-point attempts? My bad. 6 more, 3 PA. 3 PA. He's averaging 3 attempts per game in 18 minutes. Let's say he plays 27. You give him 2 more attempts. It's 5 attempts. Yeah, it's 5 attempts. Him going 2 for 5 is not what I'm feeling here with that hood math that we did real quick. Where's our boy Caleb Love? Where's Buddy Love? Let's look at that. He's probably not lined, right? What was the recent Caleb Love news that came in? Did he go to the G League or something? Didn't he get reassigned?
I just saw Chang mention that he is not with the team anymore.
Right. Yep. I think he's in the G League. I saw that he got reassigned somewhere or something like that. Reassigned, like what is it?
I'm tempted to take so here's my dumb question of the day.
Okay.
How many players is Memphis actually going to have on the bench?
Not very many, I don't think.
Like, let's just say for the sake of this conversation, Cam Spencer is out. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Wells, so I'm not going to project him out. I'm assuming, yeah, he's only got one line. I'm assuming Jalen Wells is also out. So Cam Spencer and Jalen out.
You looking at Walter Clayton?
Yes, but I'm also looking at GG Jackson still.
Oh, right, Gregory. For what though?
PRA, just getting it all and just hoping that, because someone's got to produce something here. I think Ty Jerome is, you're buying it expensive at extreme premium, so I'm staying away from him. I do like the assist specifically for Ty, but I think there's something for GG or Walter Clayton PRA.
It's all high. It's just really, really high. So you gotta like bet on. You gotta bet on the idea that like they're gonna do more than they've done, even in these like, and they've never been in spots where they're the man. GG has a couple times. Walter Clayton is, yeah. There's too many guards. You got Walter Clayton 9.5, Cam. So it's Cam being out that you need at that point, and Jalen Wells is not gonna play. It looks like doubtful. So so there's something there for the guards. That's why everybody's so high at this point. It's all adding up. I forget Jalen Wells being out is gonna be a big deal.
I think I think Clayton PRA is live, and I think GG Jackson is on the verge of being live. Switch agrees. He says it's a great call if only 7 guys. Everyone is cheap.
Yeah. Yep, we saw that with the Jazz. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna hit Clayton PRA.
I can see it. I'm not gonna hate on that. All right, let's close it out with the Kangs and the Cavs. What are we doing? Here's your Dylan Cardwell stuff, dude.
Finally.
Whoa, 9.5 on the boards. What do you play against the Clips? 31 minutes. What a wonderful night last night, man. 2 of the 5 guys I bet on played 12 minutes and left. I got the Conan on 2 of the books. I got I called him Conan. The Niederhauser.
I know it's like talk
random name.
shows.
Yeah, the random floating around name is the one I called him, not the first or last name. What is?
Imagine seeing Conan on an NBA court. That's crazy.
That'd be hilarious. He's actually, I think Conan's like 6'4", so yeah, or like 6'5". He's like super tall. Not that irrational to expect him to be able to get some boards, unless he's big for nothing like Miles Turner. Let's just take a quick look at this stuff and then run away from this game as fast as we can. I think the overall narrative should be like, if you want to bet on the Kings, Godspeed to you. Did Zach LaVine get over yesterday? And is he even playing today?
I don't believe he did.
He's not playing, and I don't even know what he did yesterday.
He got 6 points yesterday.
Yeah, Doug Christie's a clown right now. This is the guy who's back up, who's like getting minutes now. Our boy Neek. Not a great matchup in any way, shape, or form. Cardwell double-double? What's that at? I mean, it's got to be not that good because, yeah, what about Dylan Cardwell? We're not going to have much for him either, but let's see if we have anything in the projection.
I mean, yeah. I'm all for the boards. I want to keep it $150.5. Like, he's the guy. I don't. Maxime's there, obviously. I want to circle back to what we were talking about earlier about the do not bet list. Maxime is not on my do not bet list, but he's on. I'm going to select spots where I want to bet on Maxime because I have no. I bet this guy like 3 times correctly. Every other time that I bet on him, he's went under, and I think Cardwell is eaten into his time, like just for the actual real take. And I think 9.5 boards is super safe.
It's just, what is the plan? What are we doing here in Sacramento? Like, I don't have anything to rely on where I'm like, these are the games to trust Maxime, because if you want to say that the games you would trust him are, he's a young guy and they're going to get their young guys minutes. Everybody's a young guy who's not just a really old guy now, right? Like Dylan Cardwell, Devin Carter, Neek Clifford, and Maxime are all like 23 or younger, I think. The corpse of Drew Eubanks and Precious is out there, and then we have.
Can I say something with incredible conjecture?
Yes.
If you hypothetically just gave me a contract for 4 years, and we have nothing else to pursue this year in terms of accomplishment or to actually accomplish this year, right? Wouldn't you want to see the guy you just paid for 4 years give him reps or give him opportunities to prove something over a rookie you signed through a draft? Does that make sense?
Is this still who's that guy?
Dylan Cardwell just got a 4-year contract with the.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that you actually paid already, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, I got what you're saying. Yes. As opposed to Maxime, who you took a flyer on, so Dylan, was Cardwell hurt earlier when he wasn't getting minutes and Maxime was? I think that was probably what was going on with him, if I had to guess.
I have no information on that other than they just signed Dylan Cardwell to a 4-year contract. And so that's the reason I am leaning into Cardwell more than I am Maxime on top of my actual not wanting to bet in currently.
I think, I get what you're saying there. Yeah. Like, even though they're both young guys, like one of them already has an investment into him, and you really need to take that. Yeah. So does the double scare you for Dylan?
I'm just going to take the 9.5 boards just I don't want all my eggs in one basket, but not particularly. Evan's not there. Jared Allen doesn't scare me.
Took 11 shots last night. Last night. Against, I guess, Brooke Lopez. I don't know who was playing center at the end of that game, since Niederhauser wasn't in. God, I love the name Niederhauser. All right. Yeah, Dylan Brooks rebounds make sense to me too. 9.5. I don't think it's flat on both sides for a reason, moving a little bit, but I'm with that.
Swish likes the double more because they unknown his minutes. Yeah, I can't argue that for sure.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get some sprinkles down. It's like a half a unit day kind of day, I think, is what we're saying here.
100%.
I know you know what I mean. All right. Anything else in the chat or anything like that? Just ask you guys to give a video a like, as we're going to close shop here in just a minute. Anything on the Cavs side, I guess?
A couple things. One, Sam Merrill is obviously at 10.5, but that's because of Harden. And I'm probably just going to take Harden because why not? Just to feel something.
Does James Harden pass a lot maybe on his first game? Does he defer? Like, there's random games where James Harden's like, I'm not shooting, I'm just passing.
Well, let me do something a little crazy. Why don't just take the double
for James Harden?
Yeah.
Let me see. His assists are 7.5. He's playing with Donovan Mitchell.
And he's playing the Kings, who want to lose.
He can't be trying in this game very much, can he? Maybe there's other guys. Yeah, I think the play for the Cavs is that the other guys are deflated with James Harden. Totally.
Sam Merrill is cheap.
Right. So your Sam Merrill look, if you still get 10.5, it's great. 11.5, I'm still not scared of. And I'm even thinking about my boy over here. Go bear down, former Cal Bear.
Harden is playing just Fred.
Say again?
Harden was saying, I like that for Harden if he plays. And I was just clarifying.
Double.
Just, I guess, all I mentioned, he didn't specify.
Yeah. But you did mention the double as Harden.
Yeah. I think double makes sense just because it's the Kings and it's Harden's. This is conjecture. Like, this is not backed on any data. It's just Harden's on a team where he's got a shooter next to him playing a really bad team. I think double is a good look, or assists over 7.5 is the safer look, I should say. And I lean to over on points as well.
Yeah. 21.5 is going to be low for him. It's just because nobody knows what to do with it right now.
Yeah.
Our projections don't barely know what to do with it, but we definitely have Harden at full. If he's in full minutes, we like 9 dimes, that's for sure. I don't know how many minutes you should give him, so I'm just terrified of a lot of it, other than the guys that I always trust, which is like Tyson and Merrill, who I guess did they lose minutes to this man right here, to Schroeder, and is Keon Ellis getting minutes yet? Like, there's so many dudes.
Pull up Chain's comment if you don't mind. You want conjecture Harden probably wants to make friends. I think that's the reason the double shines here. Like, he's gonna get 10 points.
That's my thought. Yeah, that would be my thought. I don't know if he cares about making friends, but I just think he's like, I think he's actually so arrogant that he's like, look at what I can do. I don't even need to score, and I can impact this game. Like, he's a weird cat, dude. I don't know what to make of James Harden.
That's the reason I think the double makes sense.
Right. I agree. I don't hate it at all. I like the assist for him for sure. So you want to go that route for Harden? I'm with you. Okay. Anything else in the comments that stands out to you?
There's some questions about Jalen Tyson points and threes. I don't really hate it. I mean, he's probably going to be pushed down to that second unit, I would guess. And so he's probably going to get more run naturally if this thing gets out of hand than the others.
No, I think he's going to start still.
You do? Okay.
I think it's Donovan, Harden, Allen, Tyson, and then Merrill, because unless
I forget Evan's not in the rotation. You're right.
Yeah, because Mobley's not there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so Tyson's gonna start and play 30. Is that what he did last time? Played 25, but they won by 33. Yeah. Yeah. I'm talking myself into like Tyson's low if you believe in Tyson as what he's done. Now, I understand James Harden being there definitely takes into stuff, and that's what's causing it to be low. Also, I just love that Jalen Tyson spelled with an O for Jalen. It's like a George R.R. Martin novel where he just has real names, but he spells them off by one letter. Like like Jason is spelled with an E, but here Jalon, Sir Jalon. You want to conjecture you Harden. Okay, so but let me get to this look real quick. So if we look at him, recent points is 15, season is like 16, like fair market is like 16 for this dude. You've got a really easy matchup. Obviously, things are different. This number is less reliable because there's no Garland and there is Harden. I mean, there's never Garland, but there is Harden now. I still think he's going to be a big part of this offense, a big part of this team. And I think if anything, yeah, like Harden will find him. He's the spot up guy with Sam Merrill, and Harden will find those guys. Okay, I like what we're saying here.
Yeah, I want to take 7.5 assists for Harden, and I'm going to sprinkle the double-double. I'll go full unit on the assists and a half unit on the double-double.
Full unit on James Harden assists.
Yeah.
Half unit on his double-double. Do you like Jalon? Am I alone there?
I like Sam Merrill more because of what I was initially saying about Jalon.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? I think Jalen is certainly cheap, but I the reason I like Jalon too was because I thought he was going to. I was working under the impression he would be pushed to the second unit, therefore get more run. Right. I think Sam Merrill probably fits that bill a little bit better, but I like both.
Right. I think they might both start, and Jalen Tyson's basically their 4. That's how like depleted they are right now. Unless is Thomas Bryant around?
What about Schroeder points then? If you think that
8.5, 8.5's low. Yeah, Sam's 11.5 on the season. He's 14 recently. He's a shooter, so like when he's hot, it's going in. it's good. When it's not, oh man. And then you've got the 11-point spread that you've got to consider.
Dean is doubtful, only lined on 3 books. That's the reason we're not looking at him.
Right. Yeah, Dean's likely out. So is it Schroeder getting blowout stuff? Is it Craig Porter now?
I was about to say Craig Porter, I suppose, but
he's 4.5 points.
The Hugo spot.
The what? Oh, the Hugo spot. Oh, that's right. 4.5 points. He only took 5 shots in 25 minutes in a blowout against the Clips. Do they have a guy who gets blowout minutes? What was there? Like, it was probably these guys.
Jared Allen's interesting too. Yeah, that's super juiced. Jared Allen points.
Wait, why is he so few rebounds against this team? Blowout stuff?
Potentially. Yeah, it's a 14.5 point spread.
Yeah. Man, you really got to make a decision on that. Let me see about Jared Allen real quick.
Yeah, I think the best bet in this game's Harden assists. The more I think about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, he should eat. No question. He doesn't have to go up against Dylan Cardwell. He gets Maxime. And then Cardwell will just gobble up, I don't know, Thomas Bryant or somebody. Dang, dude. I mean, yeah, the blowout is the thing that scares you, and that's about it. Because his usage is up, his rebound chances are up. It's the minutes that scare you. You just got to gamble a bit here, man. And realize that like everything has holes in it because of the way that the things are structured today. So
yeah,
there's nothing else we'll roll out, but go ahead.
I was going to say the last thing, and this has nothing to do with the game, just in general. Go super light the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Be super careful the next couple of days.
Agreed. Yeah, I completely agree. I think you just like in February moving forward, you have to be careful anyway. But now you've got the All-Star game coming up in a couple of weeks. So what is today? The 7th? It's like a week and a half away or something. So yeah lots of dudes are going to be like, honestly, SGA, I'm not saying he's not hurt. Just saying nobody saw him get hurt. It's a week and a half before the All-Star game. Maybe my man just wants an extra 10 days off. And they're like, yo, we're not winning 73 games or however many you need nowadays. Go ahead and take your time off. Like we have 12 all-star guards on our squad. You can go ahead and take a rest before we get into the grind of the end of the season. Make sure we have home court advantage throughout the playoffs and then grind out the playoffs. Like, it makes total sense that SGA, even if he was like, I have a tummy ache, they were like, okay, his abdomen's shut it down for a while, people. He has a tummy ache, which is now an abdomen issue. That's how I view the SGA stuff and everybody else. So be careful. I completely agree with that. We'll still be getting all the looks out here. Can't wait to show y'all as soon as we have the update to the model here. Maybe we'll bring it up right before All-Star or right after, but we're going to get to it pretty soon here. We'll give everybody an opportunity to get in for free. We also have the NBA demo is up on the site. If you want to check it out for free, landyourbets.com. Just make sure you just create a free account, and then you can access 1 game per day with the full suite of tools that we have up on the dashboard. And we do have the opportunity to get in for a free week trial on the full dashboard if you're interested. So make sure that you check that stuff out, the SwishLand dashboard. Shout out Swish. You guys already know him because you come here in the comments to ask him questions, and Maddie and I just sort of debate about stuff while we all just want Swish's looks. I want them too. If you do want a free month, you can also get your first month free. Definitely something I recommend just so you can try things out. Just sign up for any of these books. Use code LYB. If you do sign up for any of these, Kalshi, Novig, any of the ones that we have listed in the description of the video, just hit us up and let us know you did that. It's with code LYB. Get all the bonus bets and all that. Support@landyourbets.com. That's the email that you hit up. Just email us and say, hey, I signed up for one of the books using your code. Would love to be able to get that free month up on the site. Check out the dashboard, the suite of tools. Come into the Discord. Chat with Swish, myself, Maddie. We're all in there with the community and a bunch more data that we're bringing you guys each day to help you with your bets. So that's all we've got for today. Appreciate you, as always, Maddie and Swish and Chang and everybody in the comments. Till we see y'all next. Happy betting.